As we think of things we would like to accomplish in 2025, completing one's estate plan should definitely be considered. It helps provide protections over one's healthcare and financial decisions, and it even allows folks to make a plan for how their life will look in the present as well as in the future. And guys, as we get closer to the new year, estate planning can actually be your New Year's resolution. And here to share more is Samantha Shepard, managing attorney at Shepard Elder Law Group. It's always great when you're here.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Always. All right, we're talking estate planning. So talk to me, why is it so important for all adults to have an estate plan?
I think it's the most important thing that we can do for our families. And I love the idea that you said it would be a New Year's resolution.
Well, yeah, as we're going into the new year, if there's something you don't have yet, like put it on the to-do list.
It's on your list. Those important things would be a will, a trust, a healthcare power of attorney, a financial power of attorney. Those we should be doing from the age of 18 on. I think I told you fairly recently that one of my young kids is now 22, and he said, "Do I need one?" And I thought, oh, goodness.
You're like, honey.
You are my child. I've told this to the world.
It's always your children that don't take the information that you always give out. They're always like, wait, you said that? And you're like, yeah, yes, I've been saying it.
It's very important, but it's a gift to them.
Yeah.
I really do feel like it's a gift to them. Being organized is a wonderful feeling. It's like taking that drawer out in the kitchen, dumping it upside down, and neatening it all up and getting rid of the extra. That's what an estate plan will do for you. It'll make you feel like you've taken the time to get organized. And an estate plan sounds so hoity-toity fancy, but in reality, it just means getting your ducks in a row.
Yes.
What will happen if you get ill? What will happen if you pass away and you have a small child that you've just added to your brood?
And it's better to think about these things when you're not in crisis mode.
Yes.
It's better to have that plan in place, because that's another thing we've talked about. You don't want to be in the midst of like the chaos and be like, what's our plan? Let's come up with it now. It's better to have that kind of proactively.
Yes, I get a lot of phone calls from children who are in their 60s calling because their parent is at KU in the ICU or at the end of life, and now they are thinking about it for the first time.
Yeah.
So usually what happens then is that 60-year-old is aware. I have to do my estate plan. I might need a will, or I might need a deed or a trust. How do I make sure my children get my house? Or what happens to the stuff inside my garage? Who's going to get that tool?
Oh gosh, yeah, see, I don't even know about that. So let's say someone is going into the new year and they're like, yes, I'm listening to you. I should have an estate plan. What are those first steps to go to get that?
Make a checklist. What is important to me? Aside from any lawyer or some fancy process, sit down and make a little checklist. I love a checklist.
Oh, me too.
What do I have? Where do I want it to go? That's enough of a beginning. And then you start naming people. Who would I want to step in for me?
That was going to be my next question. Who do you include in that process?
Usually your children. Your inner circle is typically your husband, your wife, your partner, and then your children. And then sometimes we don't have that. So we go beyond that to a friend group. Or if we don't have that, we go beyond that to an entity, a corporate entity. But I would start, if I could beg you all,
She's like, oh, look at the camera, listen to me.
Start by having a conversation with your children. I don't know what the right age is for you to sit down and have a conversation with your children and say, here's what it is. I have a house, it has a mortgage. I have a car, it has a debt. But I've been thinking that I want to leave things in equal shares. So I've decided to sit down and prepare my will or my trust. And I thought I would bring you guys to the process and ask, do you want to be involved? Do you want to be in charge of the will? Or does healthcare decisions kind of ick you out?
Yeah.
So having that conversation with your inner circle, I think is a great idea. It's part of checking things off on the list.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
You're very welcome.
All right. Well, guys, to learn more about all the services provided by Shepard Elder Law, you can visit their website, shepardelderlaw.com, or you can follow them on Facebook. Just search Shepard Elder Law Group.